Why are you talking like that?
Because this is my voice?
This is my voice.
No, it's not. I heard you talking a minute ago. I know you don't talk like that.
Neither do you, because nobody actually talks like this.
So I mentioned on Threads that I have a natural vocal fry when I talk. And even if you aren't 100% sure what vocal fry is, you've definitely heard people making fun of the Kardashians, right? Or Zooey Deschanel. It's that creakiness to the voice, the rawr, rawr, when certain words or utterance are said in a low register. And I mentioned that despite having over 1 billion views on my videos, I have never received a single comment about the fact that I use vocal fry. Ira Glass from This American Life also has vocal fry when he talks, and he mentioned in an interview that he also has never, ever received a comment about his use of it. Yet people still like to pretend like it's an objective critique, that anyone who does it, it takes away your credibility. It's almost like all the critiques of women who speak with vocal fry, people who call it unprofessional, right? Saying that no one's ever going to take you seriously if you speak that way. Someone on Threads even responded saying it sounded like nails on a chalkboard. It's almost like it has nothing to do with the vocal fry itself and everything to do with the body that it's connected to. And that's not even a groundbreaking statement. People will literally say, yeah, it's only annoying when women use it. Unpack that. So there were a lot of people very upset with me who disagreed vehemently about the idea that misogyny is why women who use vocal fry will be the subject of many critiques, whereas men like myself will go virtually unnoticed. And there were comments that were like, no, it's not just the vocal fry. It's all these other things that we find annoying. All these other things that are typically associated with the speaking patterns of young women. I've taught communication studies for almost 2 decades at the college level. And one of the things that I have been trying to unpack, right, along with many other scholars in this field, is why do we consider certain voices good? And the answer almost always comes back to because that's how straight, neurotypical white men speak. You can see it play out with accents really clearly. Right, and obviously racism and misogyny are different things, but the structural components that affect the way we view good speaking are identical. Think about why accents from certain countries are looked at as desirable, whereas accents from some other countries are looked at as something to hide, right, to get rid of as quickly as possible. And it's not because one accent is just objectively nicer to listen to. And the same thing's at play here. Anytime we closely associate a way with speaking with the speaking patterns of young women, now it's bad. Over the past couple of days, there's been a really interesting discussion in my comment sections about the ways that society polices the voices of young women. And you've probably heard some of these discussions before about vocal fry or upspeak, right? But one really interesting discussion was about filler words, like the word like. And I could go on a big, long speech prof rant about this, but there was a performance piece years ago that I had the privilege to see in person by Melissa Lozada-Oliva called Like Totally Whatever that covers this better than I could ever hope to. And so I reached out to Button Poetry and they gave me permission to share this recording of it. And it sums up everything better than I could ever hope to do. So enjoy.
Like Totally Whatever after Taylor Molly. In case you haven't realized, it has somehow become necessary for old white men to tell me how to speak. They interrupt a conversation that isn't even theirs and are like, speak like you mean it. And the internet is ruining the English language, and they put my parentheticals, my likes and ums and your nose on a wait list. Tell them no one will take them seriously in a frilly pink dress or that makeup. Tell them they have a confidence problem, that they should learn to speak up like the hyper-masculine words who are always the first to raise their hands. Invisible red pens and college degrees have been making their way into the middle of my sentences. I've been crossing things out every time I take a moment to think. Declarative sentences, so called because they declared themselves to be the loudest, most truest, most taking up the most space, most totally white man sentences, have always told me that being angry has never helped like anybody, has only gotten in the way of helping them declare more shit about how they'll never be forgotten unlike ever. It's like F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway were geniuses for turning women into question marks. It's like rapes happen all the time on campuses, but as soon as John Krakauer writes about it, suddenly it's like innovative nonfiction and not like something girls are like making up for like attention. And it's like maybe I'm always speaking in questions because I'm so used to being cut off. It's like maybe this is defense mechanism. Maybe everything girls do is evolution of defense mechanism. Like this is protection. Like our likes are our knee pads. Our ums are the knives we tuck into our boots at night. Our you knows are the best friends we call when we're walking down a dark alley. Like this is how we breathe easier. But I guess feelings never helped anybody. I guess like tears never made change. I guess like everything girls do is a waste of time. So welcome to the bandwagon of my own uncertainty. Watch as I stick flowers in your punctuation mark guns, because you can't just challenge authority. You gotta take it to the mall too. Teach it to do the bend and snap, paint its nails, braid its hair, tell it looks like really good today. And in that moment, before you murder it with all of the poison in your like softness, you let it know that like this moment is like, me using my voice.
Okay, dope rhyme slinger, good advice giver. Listen for a second, let me try and paint a picture.